If you just want your first kill for the achievement diary or are looking at learning your first reliable money-making boss, this is the guide for you. I'm going to be cutting out all the unnecessary fluff and teaching you everything you need to know to tackle Zulrah. A lot of the guides I see will direct you towards the Zulrah Helper plugin, which is great if you're already good at the game, but I found it way easier to learn the fight without it. You need to master the basics before giving yourself something else to focus on. Before we get started, let's have a look at what you'll need to bring with you. For your armor and weapons, bring your best magic and range gear. As an absolute minimum, full black dragon hide and a magic short bow will do for your range setup, and full mystic and a trident will be fine for magic. Obviously, the better gear you have, the quicker and easier the fight will be. This is what I'm bringing in: ancient dragon hide and an MSB, and full arrows with a trident. Another essential item is either some rings of recoil or a charged ring of suffering to protect against the Snakelings. We'll go into this during the fight. If you can afford a ring of suffering, it's the #1 upgrade to make this fight way easier. For our supplies, we've got 1 extended anti-venom plus, 1 ranging potion, and 2 prayer potions. This should be more than enough for at least 1 kill, but as a beginner, expect to only be doing 1 kill per trip. We've got 4 karambwans for our combo food, and the rest of our inventory is filled up with sharks. Don't forget your method of getting here and recharging your prayer and health. I've got a Zulrah teleport and a house teletab. Once you've got your inventory sorted, we're ready to take on the boss. Get to Zulrah using the teleport scroll or fairy rings. If you haven't already, you'll need to chat to the gnome child and the lady by the boat and volunteer yourself as a sacrifice. The only other prep I would advise is to import the tiles from the description below using the tile marker plugin. These are some safe tiles from some of Zulrah's attacks. You'll be fine without these though, it's just a little extra hand. Quickly before we get stuck in with the fight, please subscribe to the channel if you find any of this useful. I've got loads of other videos for bosses and I've got plenty more to come. Make sure to stick around to the end for some extra tips. Make sure you're in your magic setup and board the boat to begin the fight. Switch on your best magic boosting prayer and range pot up, then run to the northeastern edge of the arena. During the first phase, Zulrah will not attack you directly, but will fill the rest of the arena with venomous fog. If you stand in this, you'll be venomed and take continuous damage, so make sure to use your anti-venom potion and get out of there ASAP. After this first phase, Zulrah will begin her normal mechanics. She'll repeatedly dip out of the arena and resurface somewhere else, whilst also potentially being a different colour. The colour signifies what attack style she'll use and what she's weak to. For green Zulrah, you should prioritise protection from range, attacking with magic, and putting on your best magic boosting prayer. You should do exactly the same for red Zulrah, but you should also make sure you're standing next to one of these pillars if they're not blocked by the venom. Red Zulrah can hit you with an annoying stun attack if you're standing anywhere else. And for blue Zulrah, you should prioritise protection from magic, attacking with ranged, and using your best range boosting prayer. Blue Zulrah is a pain as she uses both magic and ranged attacks, and you'll just have to tank the ranged ones. These can hit around 40, which is why we've bought karambwans to combo with the sharks and restore HP fast. I can't stress enough how important these mechanics are. Make sure you are protection prayering correctly, then put on your weapon to attack the boss, and then make sure you've got all of your armor and offensive prayers on. If you do all of this, the other mechanics should be easy to deal with as they don't damage you nearly as much. You'll also have to deal with the venomous fog. Quite simply, don't stand in it. The fog will generally only be taking up half of the arena at a time, and if you have to run through it to get into combat range, just do it. If you do use the plugin, it will tell you where you need to be standing to avoid the fog, but I feel like this just means I get distracted and KO'd by the primary attacks. The fog really is not a big deal. Basically, if you're getting damaged by the venom, move out of the way. The Snakelings, however, can be a real pain without the Ring of Suffering. If you've got this on, they'll just die whenever they attack you. If not, when they spawn, you'll just need to put on a Ring of Recoil. Putting on a recoil for the whole fight is a bit dangerous, as Zulrah will damage you too, and this can break the ring. Definitely bring a spare. The only other mechanic you'll need to deal with is the notorious Jad Phase. In this phase, Zulrah will alternate between ranged and magic whilst in her green colour. Once you spot this occurring, the best way to deal with this is just to make sure you've got the opposite prayer up to the attack that is coming towards you. If you see a fireball, pray range, and if you see a missile, pray magic. Zulrah is an older boss, so the damage is rolled as the projectile is launched. If you switch prayer whilst it's coming towards you, it's already too late. That should be all you need to know, so let's go through an example kill to tie it all together. Okay, so we're boarding the boat now. As soon as we spawn in, we want to flick on our magic boost in prayer and run to that northeastern corner. Get straight on the boss. She's not going to attack you during this phase, so just keep attacking them. She's shooting out the venom all across the arena now, and you just keep damaging them until they swap to the next phase. She'll go under, and she's come back as the red one. So ideally here you'd want to move to the pillars, but this has been blocked by the venom, so we're just going to stand here. She might stun us, which means we'll just have to eat up. There we go. She stunned us, so we just have to eat up. Wait till she spawns again. And then now she's blue, so we're going to switch to protect from magic, get on our range gear, and get on the boss. Make sure we've got our range boost and prayer up if we can. Dump your special attacks if you've got a magic short bow. So she's green now, so magic gear on, protect from range, eat up if we have to, and just make sure we're in no venom. There's no venom in the arena, so we're absolutely fine here. Back on the boss, damaging them. She's spawning in some snakelings with that white little launcher there, so put your Ring of Suffering on if you haven't got one already, or a Ring of Recall, whatever, you know what I mean? And there we go. They've attacked me, they've been killed. I'm not in the venom here, but she's come up as the red one, so we need to move to behind the pillars. We go through the venom, it doesn't matter. Get on the boss, behind the pillars. We can't get stunned if we're behind the pillar, so that's good. This is a load of free damage, and that's what we like. She's blue, so protect from magic. Switch to your range gear, get on the boss. She'll obviously damage me with magic here, which is protected against, but oh wow, that was a 40, yeah, so that's what the range one can do, so you just need to eat up after that. She's green, protection from range, magic gear on, get on the boss. So she spawned a bunch more venom on me, so we need to run to the other side of the tile. That's fine, we take a little bit of damage, but we eat up as we run through, and we get back on the boss. No problem. Snakelings again, killed by the suffering, nice and easy. She's blue, put on your range gear, protection from magic, and back on the boss. We're getting low now. I think a Jad Phase should be due soon, so we'll make sure we're healed up nicely and get ready for that, because that can damage you quite a bit in a second. Move to outside the venom. She's green, so protection from range. Get on the boss. Okay, that's the Jad Phase, so we want magic up, range up, magic up, range up. Get on the boss, magic up, range up, magic up. There we go. Boss is dead. Easy as that. As for a few extra tips just to make the fight a bit more efficient, you can try eating while Zulrah is submerged to avoid wasting potential damage time. Until you have a few kills, recovering your gear from Zulrah is free, so make sure to take the best gear you possibly can, as it costs nothing to get it back. Keep practicing, you'll learn the rotations as you keep doing the fight, so you'll naturally start to know where Zulrah and the fog are going to spawn. If you have a really good magic or range setup, you can also try this with no switches, but I'm not quite there yet. It does make it way easier, as you only have to worry about prayer and moving out of the fog. If you've made it this far, you've obviously enjoyed the video, so show your support by liking, commenting and subscribing. Any engagement really boosts my channel and I do appreciate it. Thank you for sticking around, I'll see you next time.